Welcome back to another MD After Dark episode podcast. Yes. I'm Michael Arden, always truly there with Andre Tainter. So, Dre, how's Dre been doing tonight over in the parts of southwest Wisconsin?
Very good. I'm glad I started doing my parlays again because underdog has been hitting today.
No, that terrific news. Yeah, that and also my exam hit today. I actually did well on my midterm exam, so I'm pretty happy about that. Yeah, very glad about that. But a bad thing was today. So, you see this mic here? I was supposed to originally use this for these podcast episodes, but it turns out I need an adapter for it. I tried going to Target and I really couldn't find it, so I need to find one of my floor mates to come with me to shopping trips next time, so I can get an adapter. So then that way, I can get better sound quality audio with this microphone that currently doesn't work right now. But, anyways, and then also since I couldn't find that, I say to discipline myself and say, do not get MLB The Show 25. That has to wait.
Why
as well.
not? Why not? We can grind together. Dude,
I know.
if you guys want gameplay, let us know. I will post my gameplay. I'm crazy.
Yes, I will for sure definitely get the game at that point. But right now I'm saying I'm disciplining myself. I'm punishing myself. Do not get the game until you get that adapter.
Oh, fair enough.
That's the punishment. Yeah, that I'm putting on myself.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Ubats.
Alrighty.
Dude, off topic, I have a mohawk now. The front of the center of my hair has grown way more than the sides of it, so whenever I scruff it all up, my hair is a little bit taller in the center, so I have a mohawk.
Yeah, sometimes I wake up in the morning and there's just one side of my hair that's definitely taller than the other side.
Wait, hold on, Michael. What time do we pop out in the morning?
We pop out at 1 in the morning.
Okay, I'm glad you got the reference. Alright, what are we started with?
Alright, so I just want to quickly touch on the college basketball crown again. Not go too in depth, but just to say, hey, this happened. Anyway.
Did Georgetown win?
No.
Who'd they play?
Nebraska. Yeah, Nebraska defeated Georgetown today, 81-69. Nebraska was led by Bryce Williams, who had 28 points. And then Georgetown was led by Malik Mack, who had 25 points. So yeah, that was the second game of the night. The first game of the night, Boise State defeated Butler 100-93. Butler was led by Finley Bizjack. He had 30 points and 7 assists. Yeah, and then Boise State was led by Javon Buchanan, who had 27 points and 3 steals.
Off the bench.
Yes. So it looks like Nebraska and Boise State are moving on to the college basketball crown semifinals. And then tomorrow we got more second round games. UCF and Cincinnati, who are both in the Big 12 conference. They'll be facing off.
That'll be a good game.
Yeah, and then Villanova and USC will be taking on each other in the second game. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Also some news in college basketball world. Kevin Willard is leaving Maryland, and he's going to Villanova.
Oh, yeah. Because there was a different coach that went to Maryland, so.
Yeah, so Dre, your reactions on, once again. So, all right. Actually, before we get to your reaction, so a little bit backstory on Kevin Willard. So Kevin Willard actually used to coach for Seton Hall. He coached for Seton Hall, and then he went to Maryland, and now he's leaving Maryland to go back to the Big East to coach Villanova. So I wonder how Seton Hall fans are reacting to that.
Is he the guy that got replaced by the St. Peter's coach?
Yeah, Raheen Holloway.
Oh, no.
He's at Seton Hall now, but.
I know, that's what I said. That one coach that went to Maryland got replaced by the St. Peter's coach that went to Seton Hall.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure there was a coach before Holloway, I'm pretty sure. Maybe. I don't know, but I guess you listeners out there could definitely fact check me on that. But anyways, yeah. So Kevin Willard. So again, there's just no loyalty in college sports anymore. Doing that move with Kevin Willard going. Kevin Willard definitely going to Villanova. And also more news, transfer portal news. Bennett Sturts is leaving Drake and he's going to Iowa. I mean, you kind of figured that because Ben McCollum went to Drake to Iowa, so that's not surprising. And then that's pretty much, yeah, it's pretty
I
much
have
the.
something.
What do you got?
The Big Ten leading scorer, Nick Martinelli, is declaring for the NBA draft. And if he withdraws, he intends to return to Northwestern for the 2026 season.
Interesting. So Martinelli's going to try the draft, and if he fails, he's going back to college. Not a bad move by Martinelli. Not a bad move by.
By Nicholas.
Um, yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much the college basketball news. We got just more college basketball crown stuff. Oh yeah. Tomorrow night the NIT championship is between Chattanooga and UC Irvine, so that's also going on in the college basketball world. And then of course the Final Four will be on Saturday. Of course, Florida Auburn and Houston Duke. Those matchups will be Saturday night. So very looking forward to that as a college basketball fan. But in the meanwhile, Dre, want to lead us into NBA action on the night?
Hang on. No, whatever. Okay, our first game, very big upset. The Washington Wizards get a win over the Sacramento Kings, 116 to 111. The Wizards were led by Jordan Poole with 23 points in only 24 minutes. Carlton Carrington had 19 points. A.J. Johnson also had 19 points. Just a reminder, the Bucks did trade him for Kyle Kuzma. And then Alex Sarr had 15. Tristan Vucevic had 17. And then Anthony Gill in 31 minutes had 10 points. Then for the Kings, they were led by DeMar DeRozan with 29, and then three players had 18 points. Zach LaVine, Keegan Murray, and Domantas Sabonis. Sabonis also had 16 rebounds. And then Malik Willis, yeah. Malik Monk had 13 points, and then Jonas Valanciunas had 12. The Wizards shot 51% from the field to the 42% of the Kings. The Wizards also shot 40% from three to the 26% of the Kings, and then both teams shot below 75% from the free throw line. The Kings won the rebounding battle and the turnover margin, but they lost the game. I mean, it was only by 3 turnovers and 7 rebounds, but I don't understand that. They must have done something wrong. I guess their shooting wasn't spectacular. Our next game, the Pacers got a win over the Hornets. Not surprising. The Pacers were led by Tyrese Haliburton, who had 22 points, 10 assists. Miles Turner had 15. Pascal Siakam had 15. Aaron Nesmith had 16. Jarris Walker had 10. And Thomas Bryant had 13 off the bench. The Hornets were led by Miles Bridges with 18 points. Mark Williams and Seth Curry both had 16. And then Yusuf Nurkic had 13 in replacement for Josh Green, who got hurt in the first quarter. Overall, the Hornets shot better at everything, 52% from the field, 41% from three, and 72% from the free throw line. To the Pacers, 49% from the field, 41% from the three-point line, and 70% from the free throw line. The Hornets also won the rebound battle, but lost the turnover battle 18-6. So yeah, you split that in half, and you got yourself a game. So yeah, I mean, you could say the Hornets played pretty good for the skill level they had. LaMelo didn't play. But yeah, so Michael, anything with the Wizards and the Pacers game?
I just want to say something about the Pacers. Hornets, really. I mean, I get the Hornets are bad, but the Bucks are trying to fight with the playoff scene for the Pacers, so yeah, it's not really the greatest for the Bucks. But anyways, that game, I mean, Tyrese Haliburton, I mean, continues to be great. I mean, again, 22 points, 10 assists. Like, my goodness, he's one of the best passers in the league, and he's showing that day by day. Just continue to be impressive. But yeah, I just gotta say, what an impressive win for the Wizards. I mean, they keep I mean, a win like this definitely gives a young team like that confidence going into. And Bub Carrington, how about that? I know you say Carrington, Bub Carrington, whatever. Um, Carlton Carrington's nickname is Bub. So Bub Carrington, yeah, he's been doing really well for the Wizards recently. And of course, AJ Johnson's doing real well. I mean, I hope the best for him. I mean, I wish the Bucks would have never traded him. I just don't get why AJ Johnson never got minutes at the beginning of the year, especially like when we were struggling. Like, you drafted him a first round pick for a reason. I don't know why we're not playing him, but then we eventually traded him. So
Was he the G
it's
League
like,
Ignite guy?
I think so. Yeah, I'm
Let's
pretty
pull him
sure.
up. AJ Johnson College. He intended to go to the University of Texas, but he decided to go to the G League Ignite. So yeah,
I think it's the G League Ignite now defunct.
yeah. Matas Buzelis was their last draft pick.
Yeah, that was because NIL has taken over a lot in college basketball. Crazy how much NIL can do.
Literally. All right. Our next two games. The Cavs get another win, a big win over the New York Knicks. The Cavs were led by Donovan Mitchell's 27, and then Jared Allen with 21, Evan Mobley with 13, Darius Garland with 17, DeAndre Hunter with 16, and Isaac Okoro with 11. The Knicks were led by Karl Anthony Towns with 25 points and 13 rebounds. OG Anunoby, even though in the loss, 23 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, continuing his hot streak. And then Josh Hart with 19, and Precious Achiuwa off the bench again, impressing for the Knicks. Could be getting more minutes in the near future, 13 points. Overall, the Cavs shot 53 to the 44% of the Knicks. The Cavs shot 32% to the 30% of the Knicks at the three-point line. And then the free throws were pretty even, 85% of the Cavs to the 82% of the Knicks. Cavs won the rebounding battle and the turnover battle. 14 turnovers for the Knicks, 13 for the Cavs. Cavs had 5 more rebounds. And then our next game, the Heat on the road. Boston, you could have at least helped the Bulls out here. A big win on the road for Miami. They were led by Tyler Hero with 25 and 9 assists. Bam Adebayo with 21 points. Pele Larson with 16. David Mitchell with 13. Kyle Anderson, 19 points. And then Alec Burks and Haywood Highsmith both had 10. Very disappointing game for Kelly Ware, but his teammates definitely picked up for him. The Celtics were led by Jaylen Brown with 24 points. Derek White with 16. Luke Cornett with 14. Jason Tatum with 16 only. And then Peyton Pritchard with 10. So yeah, overall, Heat shot miles better. 52% to 45% at the field. 47% from 3 to the 28% of the Celtics. 89% from the free throw line to the 81% of the Celtics. And then they got out-rebounded by 9, but it didn't even matter because they turned the ball over 4 times to the Celtics 13. That will win you ball games. So, Michael, recap on those 2 games.
I mean, incredible win for the Heat on the road. I mean, people just underestimate like how good of a defensive team this Miami Heat is. But the thing is about the Heat is that their offense has not been good this year. It's not, but this win was huge for this Miami Heat team. Not only did they play great defense, but they put up the offense. They shot the basketball well, especially with guys like Pele Larson, Davion Mitchell, and Bam Adebayo shot 2 for 3 from the 3-point line. He's usually a mid-range guy that shoots from the free throw, but he's making threes now. If Bam Adebayo starts making 3-pointers, yeah, oh boy. I think it might be game over for whoever's having to guard him at the power forward position or at the center position. But anyways, and then looking at the Cavs and Knicks game, I mean, this game just proves, I mean, the Knicks, they can't beat good opponents. They have the same struggles as the Bucks are, except a little less bad for the Knicks. But yeah, they struggle against good opponents this year. I mean, they have yet to get a win against the Cavs, Celtics, or the Thunder. But anyways, but OG Anunoby, ever since I went to the Bucks game again, he keeps performing. Like, I must have blessed OG Anunoby or something like that. I must have definitely, like, gave him something or something like that. But anyways, Cavs, they have a great win. I mean, I think they're starting to get out of their slump now. I think they're starting to win basketball games just like they were at the beginning of the year. I think everything's all right in the land. And yeah, that's pretty much all I got for those games.
Yeah, I agree. Cavs, they might be a contender, especially if they keep playing like they have been. This game was BTA. The Rockets won 143 to 105 over the Jazz. I'll just go over a couple of guys for the Jazz. Walker Kessler had a double-double, and Isaiah Collier had a 22 and 10 double-double. Colin Sexton with 18. And then for the Rockets, they were led by Jalen Green with 22. Alperen Şengün was 1 assist away from a triple-double. Dylan Brooks had 21. And then Jabari Smith, 15 and 14. Very good game for him. 14 rebounds, by the way. Bro, I don't know if that was the dog or if I'm about to get robbed or abducted by aliens.
Oh my god. Bro,
Yeah,
what's going
so
on
I'm
in
just going to
Montana?
say the only thing that the Jazz did better than the Rockets tonight was shoot free throws. Yeah, my dog wants. Allie! Stop it! Yeah, so the Rockets shot better from the field at three-point line, and they shot horrible at the free throw line, which they've always struggled at the free throw line this year. They both shot below 70%, so it's not even like anything. The total rebounds was 63 to 39. The Rockets won the rebounding battle, and they had more turnovers. But when you out rebound a team by 24 rebounds, you're not gonna lose. And then our next game, the Mavericks get a win. That helps out the Bulls over the Atlanta Hawks, 120 to 118. Anthony Davis, 34 and 15. The big man is back. Spencer Dinwiddie, another double-double with 14 and 10. Klay Thompson with 17. And then Derek Lively also returned this game. Only 16 minutes, 4 points, 5 rebounds. But then Max Christie, Jaden Hardy, and Daniel Gafford, who was also returning, each had triple digits, double digits. Kai Jones only got 2 minutes. I'm kind of disappointed in that. I feel like how he's been playing, they should be giving him more minutes. The Hawks, in a losing effort, they had 2 double-doubles. They were both Onyeka Okongwu with 20 points, 14 rebounds, and then Trae Young with 25 points, 12 assists. And then Dyson Daniels had 17 points, Karis LeVert with 14, and then Muhammad Blay and Vic Craik both had 11. Overall, the Mavs shot 53 to the 43% of the Hawks. The Mavs shot 45% to the 38% of the Hawks from 3. Hawks actually shot better, 86% from the free throw line to 81% of the Mavericks. And then the rebounding battle was basically tied, 43 to 42. The Hawks win that, and the Hawks turn the ball over 2 less times. So, Michael, I'll let you go explain that. I'm going to see why my dog is freaking out.
Yeah, so again, like Dre was saying, I think he's talking about turnovers. The Hawks had 11 the Mavericks had more turnovers. They had 13 turnovers compared to the Hawks' 11. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So overall, my thoughts about this game, I mean, if the Mavericks are healthy, they could be a team to look out for. I'm not saying like NBA Finals contenders or stuff like that, but it will be a pain in the butt to play against. I mean, I think they play good. They play good defense, and they could definitely shoot the ball when they want to. But I mean, yes, I still think the Luka Doncic trade was dumb. That was stupid. I mean, that trade that the Mavericks did turned the Mavericks from like title contenders to playoff team. That's really all it did. And plus it just messed up their future as well. But anyways, despite that, so I think the Hawks actually made a right move by no, never mind. Or maybe, I don't know. But I just think, yeah, the Mavericks, they shot the ball well, played good defense, and overall, they looked good tonight, especially with Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis is healthy. He's one of the best big men in the league. He's just got to stay healthy. And of course, really nothing to say much about the Rockets. I mean, Rockets, they play a really good defense, and they just shot the lights out. And plus, they were playing a Jazz team. Constantly trying to tank for Cooper Flag, so, it is what it is. Rockets look good. And the Mavericks, I mean, they can get to a playoff spot. I mean, I don't know if the Mavericks can do much this year since Kyrie's ACL tear. And we got a Diddy. Whoa, everyone give it up for Diddy.
I don't know why she was freaking out. Ugh. She was just laying on my bed barking for no reason. Like, screeching barking. What are we at, 20 minutes? We're on good pace. So yeah, the last two games that aren't active, the Spurs get a win over the Nuggets. Jokic did not play after playing 50 minutes last game. Spurs were led by Harrison Barnes at 20. Whew, that's a big list of people with double-double, or not double-doubles, double digits. So Julian Champagny had 14. Stephon Castle with 15, a double-double. Chris Paul 17. Sandro Mamu had 16 and 10. Blake Wesley with 15, and Malachi Branham with 13. And for the Nuggets, they were led by Russell Westbrook with 30 and 11. And then Jalen Pickett, former Penn State Nittany Lion. I was trying to say it too fast. Triple-double tonight. 17, 11 rebounds, and 10 assists. Wow. That is awesome for him. I've liked him. I remember watching him at Penn State a couple years back. DeAndre Jordan double-double, 10 and 17, and then Hunter Tyson with 18. Damn. Who's the rookie from Clemson? DJ Hall. He did not play tonight. That's disappointing. Oh, wow. This game was bad. 44% to the 40% at the field. The Spurs won that. The Spurs shot 37% to the 29% of the Nuggets at the three-point line. Free throws were not at a premium tonight. 77% for the Spurs, 68% for the Nuggets. 52 to 58, the Nuggets won the rebounding battle, though. And the Nuggets had 2 more turnovers at 12 to 10 than the Spurs. And then our final game that is not active, the Thunder get a win over the Pistons, 119 to 103. And obviously, the Thunder were led by Shai Gilgeous-Alexander with 33 points. Chet Holmgren had 22 and 11 with a double-double. Jalen Williams with the EN had 23 points. Lou Dort with 14. Kaysen Wallace with 13. And then for the Pistons, they were led by Tim Hardaway, who had 23 points. Dennis Schroeder with 15. Asor Thompson and Jalen Duren with 13. Jalen Duren also had 13 rebounds. And then Malik Beasley had 11. Tobias Harris also had 10. Overall, wow, this is a very poor shooting game as well. What are you doing?
She loves you.
I know. The Thunder shot 44% to the 40% of the Pistons. The Pistons shot 30%, though, from 3 to the 26% of the Thunder. 84% at the free throw line for the Pistons to the 80% of the Thunder. And then the Thunder won the rebounding battle 46 to 43. And they won the turnover battle 18 to 10. So that makes a lot of sense on why the Thunder won that. And then the final active game, the Clippers are up by 20, 110 to 90 over the Pelicans. Pelicans are led by Jose Alvarado with 17. And then Kawhi Leonard with 25 for the Clippers. A lot of double-digit scores for them, so that's pretty fun. So, yeah, 4 minutes to go in that one. So, Michael, do you have anything to conclude?
So, Nittany actually refers to the mountain lions that once roamed central Pennsylvania. Yeah, so that's why Penn State's mascot is the Nittany Lions. Interesting. Oh, wait, we're talking about NBA? Oh, my bad. Anyways, so
Bro.
the Spurs, so the Spurs, I mean, they just took advantage of an opportunity. The Nuggets without Nikola Jokic, they definitely took advantage of that. I mean, Mamu, the former Bucks legend, by the way, he's been definitely showing out. Like, he's been playing fantastic basketball recently. And, of course, Stephon Castle had 15 points, 15 rebounds, and 9 assists. 1 assist shy of a triple-double. Like, That's insane. 15-15 for a guard too. Like that's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. I mean, Russell Westbrook tried, but he's not Oklahoma State Thunder Russell Westbrook anymore like he was. But yeah, and then I know the Pistons are shorthanded, but that loss to the Thunder was huge for me as a Bucks fan because now the Bucks are a half a game back of the Pistons. But I'm telling you, that Pistons fight is costing them right now because there are 3 players that got suspended by the league that did not play tonight. Ronald Holland the third, or Ronald Holland the second, Isaiah Stewart, and Marcus Sasser, and
Kate
especially
Cunningham was out with an injury.
and Cunningham was out with an injury too. So the Pistons were very short-handed. But just the fact that they only lost by 16 to the Thunder, short-handed in OKC, that's kind of impressive for themselves. So yeah, they tried, but overall, without their best player and a bunch of guys suspended and injured, there's nothing you can do against the best team in basketball right now. And the Thunder, they went out. They only need to win 6 more games until they reach their 7 game winning 7-game winning season. So, yeah, how about that feat for the Oklahoma City Thunder?
So yeah, that's it for the NBA. Yeah, the Hornets, the Pelicans aren't going to be making no comeback. So, Michael, do you want to move on to the NHL?
Oh yeah, certainly. First we're gonna start out with basically I call the game of the day. One I sadly couldn't watch because I tried going on FanDuel Sports Network on my Spectrum U app, and instead of showing the Minnesota Wild, they decided to show a replay of the Brewer game. Really? I watch. Look, I mean I get it. Like some people might not watch the Brewer game, but come on, I want to watch my Minnesota Wild, and plus I can't watch on ESPN Plus since there's a blackout on that for whatever reason. But anyways, the Rangers defeat the Minnesota Wild on a game-winning goal by our teammate Panarin, and oh my gosh, really? I mean, I guess the Minnesota Wild, they get a point. So now with that point, they're tied with the St. Louis Blues for the top wild card spot as Drake is sleeping.
No, I'm sad, bro. I just looked at the score of a game, bro. We'll get to it, but man, they're breaking me out here.
But yeah, looking at the stats today for the Rangers, of course, our teammate Panarin was basically the spotlight of the day. He scored the game-winning goal. Of course, looking at Panarin here, with that goal, he had 2 assists as well. So Panarin had a heck of a night. Condre Miller had a goal and assist. Doing that as a defenseman is pretty impressive. And also scoring goals for the Rangers, Chris Kreider, Vincent Truchek, and Braden Schneider. Jeez, the Rangers defenseman had 2 goals on us. Really, Gustafson? But anyways, and then also assisting for them was JT Miller and Will Borgen and Earl Vakanainen. And then in that today, Igor Shesterkin. He did not have his greatest night tonight. He had 20 saves, 24 saves attempts, allowing 4 goals with an .833 save percentage. So, Wild, we got to him. I mean, I'm happy with that. I'm glad that the Wild offense was doing well against Igor Shesterkin, especially against one of the best goaltenders in the league. But Gustafson, defense, what are we doing, bro? Like, what are we doing?
Yes. Sorry.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah, and then meanwhile for the Minnesota Wild, Marcus Johansson had a goal and 2 assists. He had a good night tonight. Gustav Nyquist, he got a goal and assist. And the boy Nyquist. And how about this? Brock Faber, he had a good night tonight. A goal and assist. Love to see the defenseman there. Good old Brock Faber. And then also scoring goals tonight for the Minnesota Wild was Marco Rossi and a boy. And then assisting, Matt Boldy is doing stuff again. And then Frederick Gaudreau also got an assist. Matt Zuccarello also got an assist from the Minnesota Wild. And then that Philip Gustafson. Please do not go back to 2024 for him, please. 34 saves, 39 saves attempts, allowing 5 goals, .872 save percentage. Yeah, not the greatest night for Philip Gustafson. I mean, you have down nights, but against one of the weakest offenses in the league, come on, man. Come on, Gustafson. I mean, come on. The offense got to Igor too. That's all you had to do, just score goals and you win the game. But I don't know. But oh well. At least we got a point. At least we got a point. We're tied with the Blues, so I guess we got a point. But anyways, our next game here, the Hurricanes defeat the Capitals 5-1. Let's take a look at Alex Ovechkin. Alex Ovechkin got a goal.
I know, because I bet on it.
Nice. Yeah, Alex Ovechkin got a goal, so which means he is now at 892 career goals. So he is 2 away from tying Wayne Gretzky's all-time goal scoring record of 894, and he's 3 away for breaking the all-time. So 2 to tie, 3 to take it to be the NHL all-time leader in goals. So yeah, here's the only goal scored today for the Capitals. And then assisting on that goal was Dylan Strome and Jacob Churchrin. And then in net today, Logan Thompson struggled mightily. 9 saves, 12 save attempts, allowing 3 goals, 750 save percentage. For one of the best goaltenders in the league, yeah, Logan Thompson did not have a good night. Charlie Lindgren came in relief, 17 saves on the 19 save attempts, allowing 2 goals with an .895 save percentage. Not better, but not that much better, but he was better than Thompson, I'll say that. Meanwhile, for the Hurricanes, leading the way was Jackson Blake. He had 2 goals tonight for the Canes. And then also Seth Jarvis had a goal and assist for the Hurricanes. And also scoring goals was Logan Stankoven and Sean Walker. Assisting was Sebastian Aho, Taylor Hall. Anyways, it's that. And then Jack Roslovich. And then Shane Gostisbehere here had 2 assists, or Shane Gostisbehere. I think it's Shane Gostisbehere. Yeah, he had 2 assists. And then tonight, a masterclass performance in net by Frederik Andersen. 20 saves, 21 save attempts, allowing 1 goal with a .952 save percentage. So, Dre, your thought on the Minnesota Wild losing. And then, Alex, anything about the Capitals and the Hurricanes game, especially with Alex Ovechkin's now at 892 career goals?
Personally, I'm just glad that the Wild lost. And, yeah, Alex Ovechkin is going to easily break the record now. He will 100% be able to he might get 3 goals the rest of the regular season. There's only like a few games left, too, so I think he could do it. Hat trick.
Yeah, I believe the Capitals have 7 games left, and he's got 3 goals. Yeah, so I just want to take a look real quick at the Capitals' upcoming schedule to see if Ovechkin can get it. So after tonight, the Capitals got to play the Blackhawks Friday in Washington.
If he gets a freaking hat trick against the Blackhawks to break the record, I will throw a remote through my TV.
Who knows? Anything can happen. We'll see. And then Sunday, the Capitals will go on the road to take on the Islanders. So Islanders have a pretty decent defense, but we'll see. And then next Thursday, the Capitals will be at home to take on the Hurricanes once again. That's what I think. That's the game that I think Ovechkin will break the record. I think he'll do it against the Hurricanes.
The game after that. Don't they play the Blues after that?
Oh, then after the Hurricanes, then that Saturday, they travel to Columbus to take on the Blue Jackets. But that one might be the one where he might break it too. Either the Hurricanes or the first Blue Jackets game, I think he'll probably break it. And then, yeah, and then they come back home the next day to take on the Blue Jackets again. So he's got 2 shots at the Blue Jackets, and then April 15th, going to New York to take on the Islanders again, and then finishes the season off that Thursday in Pittsburgh against the Penguins. So that's just looking at the Capitals' schedule to see a timeline where Alex Ovechkin can break the record there. So, anyways, with that being said, let's move on to the rest of the games that finished. So the Maple Leafs, there is a very happy floor mate tonight. The Maple Leafs defeat the Florida Panthers tonight 3-2. The Maple Leafs were led by Matthew Nyes and Mitch Marner, who each had a goal and assist each. And also scoring a goal tonight was John Tavares. Nice to see John Tavares' appearance. And then assisting for the Maple Leafs were William Nylander and Jacob McCabe. And then in that tonight, Anthony Stolarz continues to do Anthony Stolarz things. 29 saves out of 31 save attempts, allowing 2 goals and having a .935 save percentage. Yeah, what a year that Anthony Stolarz has been going on. How about that? Maple Leafs offense plus Anthony Stolarz being a brick wall. This Maple Leafs team, this is the year for the Maple Leafs to do something. Finally get out of the second round. This is the year, Maple Leafs. I'm saying it right now. And then looking at the Panthers, scoring goals leading the way was Sam Reinhart. He had a goal and assist. And then Gustav Forsling scored the other goal. And then assisting was Sam Bennett, Mackie Samoskevich, and Seth Jones. Seth Jones. No reaction. But anyways, and then tonight in net for the Panthers was Sergei Bobrovsky. Yeah, not the greatest night for Bob. He had 23 saves, 26 save attempts, allowing 3 goals, .885 save percentage. Honestly, the Panthers are hoping to get to the playoffs, so playoff Bob can show up. So, and then anyways, then we got Dre's, and then we're gonna get to the game that made Dre sad tonight. The Avalanche defeat the Blackhawks 3-2 in a shootout. Scoring tonight for the Avalanche, actually leading the way for the Avalanche, was Cale Makar. A goal and assist tonight, continues to be probably the best scoring defenseman in all of hockey. And then Martin Necas had a goal tonight, and then assisting Nathan MacKinnon, Brock Nelson, Valery Nikushkin, all assisted for the Avs. And then in net tonight, Scott Wedgwood, he had a pretty good night. 22 saves, 24 save attempts, allowing 2 goals with a .917 save percentage. And then leading the way for the Blackhawks tonight was defenseman Connor Murphy. He had a goal and assist tonight. And then Ilya Mikheyev had a goal as well. And then assisting was Connor Bedard, Frank Nazar, and Ethan Del Mastro. And then the net tonight for the Blackhawks was Spencer Knight. He had a pretty good night tonight. 29 saves, 31 save attempts, allowing 2 goals with a .935 save percentage. So, Dre, your thoughts on your Blackhawks losing?
They were up 2-0, and then they were up 2-1 going into the third period. And then they lost against a team that they could have beat that has 43 wins. It's like, and then Nathan MacKinnon didn't even get a goal. But of course, Cale Makar does. Whatever. I'm done. I quit.
Yeah, that Avalanche offense is really explosive. I'll definitely say that, knowing me as a Wild fan. I remember earlier this year that happened with the Wild this year. They were dominating the whole entire game, and then the Avalanche just scored 2 goals randomly. But anyways, there is a game going on right now. It's basically over. The third period is the third period right now. 3 minutes and 11 seconds left. The Kraken are currently up on the Canucks 5-0. This one looks like it's over. So we're gonna go through the stats.
5-0 run incoming in 3 minutes.
I swear, if the Canucks score 5 goals in these next 3 minutes, I might have to do something for this channel, but I might have to do something. I don't know what, but I will. I will name it. But anyways, leading the way for the Kraken tonight was Andrei Burakovsky. He had a goal and assist for the Kraken, and then also scoring goals was Michael Esamont, Chandler Stevenson, Shane Wright. He also had a goal and assist, and Adam Larson.
That's crazy. That's crazy. A person named Andre, a person named Michael, and Adam Larson all scored a goal for the same team today. That's insane.
That's crazy. And then assisting today, Jared McCann led the assisting with 2 assists.
And Jared McCain got an assist. What? I know
Jared
it's Jared
McCann.
McCann, but Jared McCain just sounds funnier.
Wow. And then Vince Dunn had 2 assists for
Chris
the Canucks.
Dunn? Bro, no way.
Vince.
I know. I'm joking.
But anyways, also assisting for the Kraken was Ty Carty. And then that's pretty much it. And then in that today, phenomenal performance going on right now in Vancouver. Joey Decord, 25 saves, 25 save attempts, and a shutout performance at 1 save percentage. Of course, Joey Decord, masterclass. And then, of course, nobody scored for the Canucks, so we're going to go over leading the way for blocked shots was Marcus Pedersen and Quinn Hughes with 2. So, yeah, and then
Quinn Ewers?
Quinn Hughes.
Oh. I thought you said Quinn Hughes. I was going to be like, bro, Quinn Ewers?
Yeah. And then in net for the Canucks, Thatcher Demko, a horrific performance tonight. 14 saves, 18 saves attempts, allowing 4 goals with a 7.78 save percentage. Not a good night for Thatcher Demko. There's a minute and 21 seconds left in the third period, so yeah, this one's basically over. So the Kraken are
comeback is real.
Jeez. Yeah, just pull the cord and let's see what happens. But anyways, yeah, that's all for the NHL. So Trey, want to lead us into some MLB?
No. Okay, so the Rangers get a win on the road over the Cincinnati Reds. Two days in a row, 1-0. They were led by Josh H. Smith, who had an RBI, and then Jack Leiter, another phenomenal performance after struggling his rookie year. 5 innings of 1 hit ball and 6 strikeouts. Bullpen did not give up a run after that. And then the Reds were led by, there's 3 people with 1 hit. And then Hunter Green went 7 innings of 1 run ball and 8 strikeouts, so great performance for him. And the bullpen didn't give up anything. So it was just a pitching duel at that point. Our next game, the Pirates get a win over the Rays 4-2. Pirates were led by O'Neal Cruz, who had a 2-run shot, Andy Rodriguez, who got called up, and Adam Frazier, making his return back to Pittsburgh, had an RBI. Paul Skeens, 7 innings, 0 earned runs, 6 strikeouts. If I would have known he was pitching today, I would have bet on him, but I didn't know. But yeah, the bullpen, Colin Holderman gave up 1 earned run, and then the rest of the runs were either unearned or did not score for the bullpen. And then the Rays were led by Brandon Lau and Johnny DeLuca, who both had RBIs. Ryan Pepiot had 5 innings of 2-run ball. And then Edwin Uceda and Manuel Rodriguez both gave up RBIs. So which means Manuel Rodriguez got the loss. The Brewers get a walk-off bunt on the Kansas City Royals today, 3-2.
Yes.
Jackson Chourio led the way with a 2-run home run. Nobody cares. Be quiet. And then Bryce Terang with the walk-off bunt. Freddie Peralta, gem, 1 earned run in 8 innings, 8 strikeouts. And then nobody else. Wait, what? They did not. Did they play? Oh, they did go into extra innings. Okay. I was confused. And yeah, no earned runs from the bullpen. The Royals were led by Kevin Biggio and Michael Massey, who both had RBIs. Cole Ragans had 1 earned run in 5 innings with 10 strikeouts, and then no earned runs from the bullpen. So, very big bullpen game considering they had 7 relievers pitched today. So, yeah. And then the final game, before we do a little bit of a review, the Cardinals dominated in a win, 12-5 over the Los Angeles Angels. The Cardinals were led by Ivan Herrera, 3 home runs.
Marcel
6
wannabe.
RBIs.
Marcel Zuna lookalike.
Bro. Nolan Arenado, 2 RBIs. Alec Burleson with 1. Wilson Contreras with 2 RBIs. And that is all. Sonny Gray struggled on the mound. Gave up 5 earned runs in 6 innings. But he had 9 strikeouts. And the bullpen shut him down. The Angels were led by Mike Trout, who hit his first home run of the season, and Logan O'Hoppe with a grand slam. Yusei Kikuchi, again, he struggled with 3 earned runs in 6 innings, but Ian Anderson and Brock Burke both gave up 4 runs in an inning and 2/3 of an inning. And then Reed Detmers had a strikeout in his 1/3 of an inning. So, yeah. Michael, anything on the Brewers, Cardinals, Pirates, and Rangers games? Ivan Herrera with a triple home run, bro. That's crazy.
First of all, we're going to start with my Milwaukee Brewers. We are bad.
No, you're not. You won on a walk-off bunt.
I mean, we
Why
won
you
a
got
series.
all that merch on for a goon squad, bro?
I actually wore this all day today, and there's like 2 people
You're a
that point out, are you
goober.
going?
It's
Are you going?
Thursday. Wait, no, it's not. It's Wednesday.
It's Wednesday. Yeah, but anyways, I wore this outfit today, and 2 people.
Well, actually, it is Thursday now, so I wasn't even wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, I wore this outfit all day today, and people are saying,
Yeah, because you're a goober.
yeah, are you going to a baseball game today? I said, I wish, but I have class. But anyways, I'm saying, I mean, but overall, we just had, but overall about the Brewers, I really liked how we played today. I mean, Freddie Peralta was awesome today. I would like to see the hitting be more, I would like to see the hitting be more productive. I mean, it's a crime that Freddie Peralta actually went 8 innings, only allowed 1 run for him not to get a win, to get no decision. That's kind of a crime. But, I mean, I think the hitting's got to get better. But otherwise, I mean, the pitching's been good. I mean, I like Chad Patrick. I mean, it's Freddie Peralta. I mean, what do you expect? But my question is tomorrow when the Brewers play the Reds, how is Nestor Cortez going to do? That's the thing. Like,
17 earned runs.
jeez. But anyways, I really like to see with the Brewers. And then, boy, I mean, the Reds. I think we have to have a talk. You're telling me, is Elise De La Cruz still using that torpedo bat?
I have no idea.
If he's not, he should get back to that. If he is, how are the Reds not scoring runs with him using a torpedo bat? But, anyways, I mean, Rangers, I mean, that starting pitching looks really good right now. I mean, of course, yesterday with Nathan Eovaldi, today with John Leiter. I mean, that pitching looks really good for the Rangers. I mean, and of course the Pirates, I mean, Paul Skeens is just terrific. I mean, it's incredible what that man has done in just 2 years in the MLB. Like, incredible. And then the Angels, of course. Yeah, Ivan Herrera. The reason why I say he's a Marcell Ozuna lookalike is because when you look at his batting stance, you look at his swing, and he plays the outfield, he grew up watching Marcell Ozuna. I'm just going to say that.
Ivan
That's
Herrera
kind of,
is a catcher.
wait. 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 Oh, wait.
Are you thinking of Jordan Walker?
That might be who that be. Maybe. But there was like this Cardinals player that was like a Marcell Ozuna lookalike. But, okay. Scratch that. I cut that out of the video. But anyway, Ivan Herrera, yeah. Really great game for the Cardinals today. I mean, the Cardinals offense, if the Cardinals offense continues to keep producing like this, they're going to be a dangerous team in the NL Central to watch out for. And too bad the Angels, they were I wish the Angels would have swept the Cardinals, but oh well. It is what it is.
Yeah, you're talking about Jordan Walker.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
literally, I'm going from tab to tab looking at, like, a side-by-side of their batting stances, and it's almost identical.
Yeah, Jordan Walker was the one that probably watched Marcell Ozuna. Marcell Ozuna from the Braves.
I'm Marcell Ozuna from the Braves. Brother, you're just driving drunk. So, yeah, is that all for you, Michael?
For those 4, yes.
All right, our next 4. The Twins get a win over the White Sox, 6-1, which means every team in the AL Central is 2-4, and the White Sox have the best run differential. I think that's what that means. So they are number 1 in the AL Central at the moment.
What?
The Twins were led by Byron Buxton, who had a 2-run home run, and Francisco. Harrison Bader, I don't know where I got Francisco from, who had a 3-run home run, and then Ty France with an RBI. Pablo Lopez, a gem. 7 innings of 1-run ball with 5 strikeouts. And then Brooks Baldwin. Bro just keeps popping up. 1 home run. A solo shot. Sean Burke in 4 1/3 innings gave up 6 runs, and that's all. So yeah, next game, if it'll load, the Nationals got a loss against the Blue Jays today, 4-2. That means the Blue Jays did complete the sweep. Blue Jays were led by George Springer, who had a home run, and then Andres Jimenez and Ernie Clement both had RBIs. Easton Lucas had 5 innings of no-run ball. Brendan Little and Jeff Hoffman both gave up earned runs in their innings of relief. C.J. Abrams had a solo home run, and Nate Lowe with an RBI for the Nationals. Mackenzie Gore, 5 innings, 3 earned runs, and 5 strikeouts, and then the bullpen shut out the rest of the Blue Jays. Man, why does it keep taking me outside of this? And then for the Cubs, they get a 10-2 win over the Athletics today. Cubs were led by Seiya Suzuki with 2 home runs and 5 RBIs. Nico Horner, Pete Armstrong, and Carson Kelly all chipped in RBIs, and Matt Shaw with a 2-hit, 1-walk performance today and 2 RBIs. Jameson Taillon went 6 innings with 2 earned runs and 7 strikeouts. And the bullpen, Elijah Morgan and Brad Keller both getting runless outings is pretty nice. But then Brent Rooker ripped a 2-run home run. And then Jeffrey Springs struggled, 3 innings, 4 earned runs. Mitch Spence struggled, 2 innings, 3 earned runs. And then Angel Perdomo, is he not a guy that used to play for the Brewers?
He did used to play for the Brewers. He was a reliever.
He had 2 earned runs and 1 1/3. Mason Miller had 2 strikeouts. And why would they bring in Mason Miller down by 8 runs? They're just wasting his energy.
I think it's because Mason Miller probably hasn't pitched this year or hasn't pitched in a while, so they probably just did it for reps.
I guess.
So
he could have at least done that in a different game. Like yesterday, or like day before yesterday, it was 7-4. So
I think that's what the Brewers. That's what the Brewers did with Trevor McGill last night. They were up 5-0, so they pitched in there because that was his first time out. Or I think, yeah.
If you're winning, that makes more sense. If you're losing, there's no reason.
I think it's just for Mason Miller to stay ready.
Man, the Padres get a win over the Cleveland Guardians, 5-2 today. They stay undefeated at 7-0. The Padres were led by Jackson Merrill with a 2-run home run, and then Luis Ariz with a solo home run. Nobody else had an RBI, which means the rest of them were scoring wild pitches or errors. Dylan Cease, 6 1/3 with 1 run, and then Adrian Morjon gave up an RBI in his inning of work. The Guardians were led by Kyle Manzardo and Lane Thomas, who both had RBIs. Ben Lively struggled 4 1/3 with 4 earned runs. Former Brewer Jacob Junis went 2/3 of an inning, and then Tim Herron gave up an RBI in his inning of work. So, Michael, those 4 games, Twins, Blue Jays, Cubs, Padres, what do you have?
Padres are a juggernaut. I mean, I know I've been saying this, but they continue to be a juggernaut. Like, that pitching staff is incredible. That hitting core is impressive. I mean, I would not be surprised to see the Padres go band for band with the Dodgers in the end of the NL. Sorry, we could go back. All right, sorry about the song.
Knock it off.
So, anyways, but yeah, the Padres are 7-0. I mean, we're gonna get to another team that's also undefeated too in the NL West, but dude, they're gonna go band for band. I did it again. But yeah, Padres are legit. That's all I got. The Twins, they might be back. It's against the White Sox. But anyways, I mean, it's good for the Twins to get some wins too. I mean, of course, after getting swept by the Cardinals, I mean, yeah, and the White Sox, like everyone in the AL Central is 2-4. Oh boy. I get the Royals and Guardians especially had tough schedules. Like the Guardians and Royals had to face off each other, then the Royals had to go to Milwaukee, and the Guardians had to go to San Diego. Yeah, that's definitely not easy. And then the Twins got swept by the Cardinals. It happens, and then the Twins and the White Sox played against each other. But And then the Tigers, they had to go play in LA, and so that was rough. So I think it's just the AL Central has been having tough schedules, is why it's all 2-4. But that's crazy. That's just crazy how they're all 2-4 and how they all had these like tough starts in their schedules. But anyways, and then my next one: are the Blue Jays legit? Are they legit? Like, are they? That's my question. It's like they split with the Orioles, which I think is huge, and then they go on to sweep the Nationals. I know the Nationals are not the greatest team, but I think the Nationals are improving. So with the Blue Jays being 5-2, like, can they continue to be this consistent with pitching and hitting as well? I mean, I think I could definitely see why. This is probably the one of the biggest years in Blue Jays franchise history, because this is going to depend on whether Vlad Guerrero Jr. stays or goes, and then also other guys like Bo Bichette as well. Like, if the Blue Jays do terrible decision, they're blowing it up at the deadline. There's no other option. And of course, Dre, your Cubs, they looked good against the Athletics today. I know it's against the Athletics, but the Cubs are finally finding some offense, and the bullpen is doing very well too with the Cubs, except for last night, that scare, or night with the scare. But it's the Cubs. They look pretty good right now, I gotta admit.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I agree with all those statements. So yeah, 4 more games. The Tigers lost to the Mariners 3-2 today. The Mariners were led by Victor Robles with 2 RBIs, and then Dylan Moore, who had a home run. Luis Castillo, 7 innings of 2-run ball and 5 strikeouts. And then Andres Munoz got the save. Tigers were led by Riley Green with an RBI, and Trey Sweeney, he had a home run. I was going to say something, but I'm not going to. Tariq Skubal, again, continues to struggle. 5 2/3, 3 earned runs, 8 strikeouts. And the bullpen did not give up any runs. So I guess just no run support for the former Cy Young winner. The next game, the Giants get a win on the road over the Houston Astros. The Giants are 6-1. Is the NL West just the craziest division? The Giants were led by Wilmer Flores, who had a 2-run home run, Luis Matos, and Lamonte Wade, who both had home runs, and then Heliot Ramos. Wait, what? Oh, sorry. Did I say Luis Matos? Those names sound way too close. I thought I repeated myself. Luis Matos had a home run, and Heliot Ramos had 2 RBIs. And then Landon Rout, in 4 innings, gave up 3 earned runs with 8 strikeouts, though. But then in his relief, no runs from the last 5 innings of bullpen. Camilo Duvall got the save. Not the Angels. The Astros were led by Jordan Alvarez with 2 RBIs and Zach Dezenzo, wow, with an RBI. Framber Valdez struggled in his 5 innings, 5 earned runs, but he had 9 strikeouts. And then Ryan Gusto had an earned run in his inning of work. The Mets get a win in Miami, 6-5 in 11 innings. The Mets were led by Pete Alonso, who had 4 RBIs and a home run. Jesse Winker with an RBI. And then Clay Holmes, 4 2/3 with 1 earned run. With an AJ Minter gave up the other 2 earned runs. Then for the Marlins, they were led by Otto Lopez, Xavier Edwards, and Nick Fortes, as well as Matt Mervis, former Cub, who all had RBIs. Connor Gillespie. Is Connor Gillespie the guy from the Suns?
Yes.
Well, this guy's name's Connor Gillespie with an I instead of an E, so it kind of confused me. He had 6 strikeouts in 5 innings and 1 earned run, but then Calvin Falker had 3 earned runs in an inning. So yeah, and Steph Curry's, I don't even know, there's no relation, but Xavier Curry, that's fire. And then the Red Sox got a win over the Baltimore Orioles 3-0. The Red Sox were led by Garrett Crochet after signing his huge extension. 8 innings, 8 strikeouts, 0 earned runs. And then Trevor Story hit a home run. Cedane Rafaela and Rafael Devers both chipped in RBIs. Rafael Devers breaking his hitless streak to start the season. But then I guess the Orioles were led by a couple of guys, Ramon Urias, who had a hit and a walk, and then Zach Eflin gave up 3 earned runs in 6 innings. So, Michael, anything on those 3 or 4 games there?
Yeah, the NL West is going to be an absolute dog shoot. Like, you talk about
Dog shoot?
another
It's a dog fight, Michael.
dog fight.
Dog shoot.
uh,
Dog
I'm,
shoot. Dog shoot.
yeah, our dog fight in the NL West. But, I mean, the Padres, and we're talking about another team we're going to talk about soon. And then the Giants, like, all those three have a combined 1 loss. It's just crazy. Like, the Giants, their pitching just continues to impress. But here's the thing: the Astros are 2-4. Like, I think the Giants, they swept the Astros, so I don't know. Don't worry about Houston, but like they'll eventually bounce back, as we learned last year after them starting 7-19, 12-24. They'll eventually get back together. There's nothing to talk about there. And then the Mariners, again, their pitching is incredible. They scored enough runs to win this time. So yeah, sadly, my glorious king, Spencer Torkelson, did not get a hit. Sadly, but Spencer Torkelson's going to have these nights. And the Mets pulled off the impossible. Impossible. You went into Miami. Go into extra innings
And
and
win.
won. Yeah. What? The Met, the Mets just continue to, I don't know, do crazy stuff. But, props to the Mets. I mean, they're starting to get things figured out there. I know it's against the Marlins, but, I mean, hey, they won in Miami in extras, so that's good. And the Red Sox, they got a huge game for them. And then Rafael Devers finally recorded his first hit of the year. Actually had 2 of them today. I actually covered my English class a little bit. Yeah, Rafael Devers struggled. He went for 0-4 for his first 5 games of the season. Struck out his first 10 at bats of the year. So yeah, there's a lot of question marks about Rafael Devers, but he proved them wrong today. He went 2 for 4 with an RBI. So good for Devers, and hopefully him and the rest of the Red Sox get healthy, or not healthy, get going, get them bats going.
Yeah. And our final 3 games of the night, the Phillies got to win it against Colorado 5-1. Phillies were led by Trey Turner, Kyle Schwarber, JT Realmuto, and Edmundo Sosa, who all had RBIs. Edmundo Sosa had 2. Zach Wheeler, 7 innings of 1-run ball and 10 strikeouts. And then Jose Alvarado and Matt Strahm both pitched scoreless innings. Hunter Goodman had a solo shot for the Rockies. That was their lone run. Kyle Freeland went 6 2/3 with 3 strikeouts and 3 earned runs. And Angel Shivili had 2 earned runs in his 2/3 of an inning. And then our final game, the Diamondbacks, another team in the NL West, dominated. Not really. Actually, they almost blew the game from what I'm looking at. They won 4-3 though over the Yankees. Lourdes Gurriel had a 2-run home run. Ketel Marte and Geraldo Perdomo had an RBI. Zach Gallen, 6 2/3 innings, had 13 strikeouts. Hold on, Michael. What's the math on that? That's 20 batters. He struck out 13 of his 20 outs. That's crazy. And then Ryan Thompson and AJ Puck did their best to blow the lead in the 9th, which Anthony Volpe had a 3-run home run in the bottom of the 9th, but it just wasn't enough. Carlos Rodon went 6 innings with 4 earned runs. And then Yoendris Gomez gave up 0 hits or runs in his 3 innings of relief. And finally, our game of the day, the Atlanta Braves blew a 5-0 lead. They remain winless. The Dodgers get a win 6-5. They remain undefeated. Ozzie Albies had an RBI. Matt Olson had 2. And Nick Allen, former Athletic, had an RBI. Bryce Elder, 3 earned runs in 4 innings. Um, Wait, did they not have? I swear they're up 5-0. Oh, they were. Yep. Um, and yeah, Daniel De Los Santos. It was all shut down for the Braves until Daysbel Hernandez came in and gave up 2 earned runs in 2/3 of an inning. The Dodgers walk-off home run by Shohei Ohtani in one of his 3 hits. Michael Conforto and Tommy Edman both had home runs, and Max Muncy as well as Tommy Edman both had 2 RBIs. Blake Snell 4 innings of 0-run ball, and there were 0 earned runs. That is crazy. Of all the runs that the Braves scored, none of them were earned. That's wild.
Wow.
Which means all 5 that were in the first 2 innings were unearned. That's insane. So yeah, Michael, do you have anything on those 3 games?
I just want to start out with the Braves and Dodgers. Like, Braves, this is the one to win. The bats finally got going, but then they just quit after 2 innings for some reason. But I mean, and then Shohei Ohtani is just inevitable, I guess. I mean, just hitting that solo shot, like, wow. I mean, what a player overall. And yeah, that team that I talk about that we'll get to, that's the Dodgers. Yeah, the Dodgers are the best team in baseball right now, no doubt. The offense or the hitting court is just incredible. Of course, in Dodger Stadium, like, it's so hard to win there. And the pitching is just incredible too. I mean, when Shohei Ohtani starts pitching again, yeah, GG's. 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 Yeah,
It's like they literally have an extra roster spot on their team if he can play both ways too.
exactly. I mean, and the
And they just
Braves,
traded for Esteury Ruiz from the Athletics. Do you know who that is?
oh, yeah,
Oh, he was the
yeah,
guy in the Brewers trade. Because the
yeah,
Brewers got when they got William Contreras, it was a 3-way deal. Uh, the Athletics got Esteury Ruiz and somebody else. It might have been Angel Perdomo. Or no, they traded away what's his name, one of the relievers
oh,
for the Brewers.
Yoel Payamps,
Yeah, they traded away Piamps to the Brewers, and then the Brewers got um, William Contreras, and the Braves got what's
Sean
his name,
Murphy,
Sean Murphy, and then the Athletics got Christian Pache and Esteury Ruiz.
yeah,
That's
and
crazy.
that's
That's
the
an L trade for the Athletics. I mean, Esteury Ruiz was
yeah.
good, but then they just kept sending him down to the minor leagues, and then yeah, now he's wearing a
Now
Dodgers uniform. Is about to steal 100 bags.
go figure, and let me guess, he's probably gonna pop off with the Dodgers too.
He's gonna end up hitting like 8 home runs, bat 300, and have 65 stolen bases, and 40 of them are gonna be from pinch running appearances to win ball games. They're doing like 140 and 20, bro. I swear.
Yeah. All right, and I just want to go through the other 2 games. Yankees, are we dead us right now? Are we dead us? Like, seriously? Like, oh, all this about the torpedo bats, and yet you don't do anything against the Diamondbacks? Sure, Zach Gallen, but like, dude, where was this against the Brewers? I mean, come on, man.
Oh wait,
I
it's
mean,
almost as if the Diamondbacks starting rotation isn't hot buns.
yeah, that's true. But Freddie Peralta was good against the Yankees, but Nestor Cortez.
Not really. His first pitch of the season went over the right field wall.
Okay, that was a good pitch. It's just that Austin Wells just hit that really good. But I mean, Peralta pitched well. He only allowed 2 runs. But oh my gosh, Nestor Cortez and Aaron Savali. Yeah, we don't talk about that. That was terrible. That was terrible. But yeah, sure the torpedo bats helped, but anyways, yeah, the Diamondbacks have better starting pitching right now than we do. And then the Phillies, of course, are the Phillies. I mean, they're definitely going to dominate. They play the Rockies. Not much then. Zach Wheeler looked great. All I gotta say. So, yeah, that's pretty much all that happened today in the sports world. Um, just want to take so the Clippers did beat the Pelicans 114-98. That is a final. And Dre, the comeback did not happen. The Kraken 5-0. So the 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 comeback did not happen. So, anyways, that's pretty much all we got. Dre, do you have anything else about the sports day? Anything? Any pick'ems or anything?
I'm not. I already looked, and there wasn't really anything interesting I could say that I would like to give to the other people. So yeah, I think we'll just move on from there.
All right. So yeah, again, that'll do it for today's podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Really appreciate it. Michael Hernan there with Andre Tainter. Make sure you, if you really like these videos, consider subscribing to us and liking the video as well. And make sure to go check out our TikTok. We'll be posting our underdog picks, or at least Dre's underdog picks every single day. You might see mine once in a while now. But anyways, yeah, so that'll do it. Have a good night, everybody. And like always, peace out.